Hi, our highly respected and marvelous fellow YouTube watching American patriots. We are back. We are true conservative Asian voice in America. Today we would like to talk about, we want to go back to our previous video presentation that we broadcasted on the YouTube about 3 weeks ago regarding what's happening up in the North Korea, especially in the Kae-Song industrial complex that was set up by South Korean business owners who wanted to, and they ended up taking their business, manufacturing business, up to Kae-Song, city of Kae-Song in North Korea. It's one of the border city near the border between South and North Korea, and they were doing business up in the Kae-Song industrial complex until 2016, when the 2016 when Moon Jae-in, the Moon Jae-in of South Korea, the current president of South Korea, his predecessor, his immediate predecessor, Park Geun-hye, President Park Geun-hye, had to shut it down because a North Korean military soldier, fired and killed an innocent South Korean female tourist, for no reason. And after that incident, after innocent South Korean female tourist was killed by a North Korean soldier, President Park Geun-hye decided to shut down the all business operations and manufacturing operations up in Kaesong industrial complex, all once for all. And ever since then, the entire Kaesong industrial complex has been just sitting there idle, not producing anything. And all the business owners, the manufacturing business owners, many corporates who are hiring the North Korean labor force to do the manufacturing and carrying out all the business operations up in Kaesong, they had to shake their hands off and then just dust off their hands, and then they had to all retrieve back to South Korea when the Kaesong industrial complex was shut down by President Park Geun-hye. They left all this very expensive manufacturing equipments and tools and machineries and everything in North Korea. Then, as soon as Moon Jae-in, the current president of South Korea, who is anti-U.S. and pro-North Korea and pro-China, pro-Xi Jinping of China, who is a mouthpiece of Kim Jong-un, as an attempt to help Kim Jong-un endure and survive through the economic sanctions imposed by U.S. and UN sanctions committees, to help him endure and survive through the sanctions. Moon Jae-in has been repeatedly asking our President Donald Trump to give him permission to reopen his ways to send the South Korean business owners who used to be operating their business up in Kaesong industrial complex, to allow them to go back to the complex and resume the business. And the goal of his request was that if Moon Jae-in he gets allowed to go up to Kaesong industrial complex with all these business owners and start resuming the business operations and manufacturing processes, they will end up, the business owners, South Korean business owners will end up hiring the North Korean labor forces again. And all these North Korean labor workers will get paid. And the Kim Jong-un gets to rob about 95% of what they make while working like a 12, 14, 16, even 18 hours a day, working their butt off. And then Kim Jong-un will just come down from his Communist Party building, and he will just confiscate all the money, up to 95% of what they made after working all day. So the goal of Moon Jae-in, when he asked President Trump to give him a green light to go ahead and bring all these business owners up to Kae-Song complex, industrial complex once again, to resume operating their business, his goal was to help Kim Jong-un endure and survive through the sanctions, economic sanctions the UN and the US imposed against North Korean economy because of the Kim Jong-un's regime that just repeatedly refused to give up his nuclear ambition, and brutally killing thousands and thousands of North Korean people. That was it. That was the only goal Moon Jae-in had in his mind, to poke holes on the economic sanctions imposed against North Korea. So Moon Jae-in approached our President Donald Trump and asked him, "Oh, President Trump, I have a really good request, urgent request to make before you. We have South Korean business owners who used to operate up in Kae-Song industrial complex. They so desperately want to go back up to North Korea and resume their business operations and resume manufacturing to make money. And however, our President Donald Trump has been very reluctant to give him the green light, okay signal for Moon Jae-in to take his South Korean business owners up to Kae-Song complex, industrial complex. But what I heard was he made one more plea to President Trump, and President Trump finally gave him the final green light a couple days ago, maybe yesterday. However, today I heard from some North Korean defectors who fled Kim Jong-un's brutal reign up in North Korea, and then they fled to China, and they eventually came down to South Korea, and they are currently living in the South Korea. These defectors, North Korean defectors, they revealed what's happening in North Korea recently. North Korean big fat ugly swine Kim Jong-un, he stole all the manufacturing machineries and equipments and tools, and even the materials the South Korean business owners, manufacturing factory owners were using to make all these goods up in the Kae-Song. Moon Jae-in, Kim Jong-un, he stole everything. He robbed the Kae-Song industrial complex of everything that those business owners left behind when they were told to retreat back to South Korea back in 2016. Kim Jong-un went in there, sent his troops into that Kae-Song industrial complex, and confiscated. He robbed just about everything out of those factory buildings. He moved and relocated all the goods and all the machineries and everything to another location. And he already resumed operating those machines and equipments and tools and all the materials left behind by South Korean business owners. And they've been producing products, making things that South Korean business owners used to make using the North Korean workforce. And they've been using these machineries and the tools and everything. And they made so much products. And they've been exporting them to China. And China put made in China labels on them. And they were selling them to the United States and the European countries. Can you believe that? Kim Jong-un is a pure thug. He's a thief. He's a thief. He could not even wait. He told Moon Jae-in, when Moon Jae-in just got elected and walked into the Blue House down in South Korea. Blue House, the South Korean version of White House, where the Moon Jae-in of South Korea resides, and he rules. He has his ruling office in the Blue House. Anyway, when Moon Jae-in he got elected as South Korean president, he asked Kim Jong-un by telling him, well, after I become elected as South Korean president, I'm going to do my best to resume all the industrial and the manufacturing operations in North Korea in Kae-Song industrial complex. And he told Kim Jong-un, he asked Kim Jong-un to just wait for a short while until he gets permission from our President Donald Trump. But Kim Jong-un, he couldn't even keep his promise. He could not patiently wait for Moon Jae-in to get the okay signal from our President Donald Trump. Instead, he sent his military troops to go ahead and confiscate everything out of Kae-Song Industrial Complex. All the machineries and manufacturing machineries and tools and equipments out of the place, relocate them, and use them to produce products that he wanted to sell to China, to make money, to continue to support his nuclear programs and ballistic missiles production operations up in LA, which was clear violation of the economic sanctions against North Korea. What China was doing was a direct violation. It was obviously direct violation of the economic sanctions imposed against North Korean economy. Yeah, because they were buying products that were produced up in North Korea, using the machineries and equipments and tools that were left behind by South Korean business owners. We strongly believe that our President Donald Trump should dial up, should call Moon Jae-in of South Korea and tell him to stop taking South Korean manufacturing corporations owners from going up to Kae-Song Industrial Complex altogether. Just stop. Put an absolute stop to it. Stop to that plan. And yeah, basically that's what our President Donald Trump should do, must do. Yeah, and also there was Moon Jae-in's request for President Trump to allow him to send $8 million worth of food and the other medical humanitarian aid up to North Korea. As we already told you in our number of previous video presentations, the stories of young kids and toddlers and pregnant women starving, and even some dying of starvation up in North Korea, caused by the famine and all the poor harvest up in North Korea, which was even further complicated by the economic sanctions imposed by U.S. and UN sanctions committees. The story was all fake, all fake. So President Trump, this is time for you to step in and say, stop, Moon Jae-in, you Moon Jae-in of South Korea. You are an evil deceiver. You have been trying to deceive me, trying to lie to me. Stop altogether what you're trying to do. And Moon Jae-in should be taken out before we try even anything to take out Kim Jong-un off the surface of this globe. Moon Jae-in is as bad as Kim Jong-un. Yeah, he's totally anti-U.S. He's stabbing our president on his back. Yeah, he sweet talks. You know, when he faces our president Donald Trump. But whenever Donald Trump comes around and he stabs our president on his back. Horrible. This guy is our foe. Terribly. Definitely is our foe. So why should we give Kim Jong-un any aid, even any humanitarian aid, when he's producing all this fake news, fake stories about starving children, starving toddlers, starving pregnant women? Well, he spent so much money buying European and European cigarettes and the cigarettes made in United States, and he even imported cigars made in the Cuba. Can you believe that? And he's saying his children and toddlers and innocent pregnant women are starving, and the United States should open up the door for the humanitarian aid to come in to North Korea, which is total nonsense. Yeah. And on top of all this, he robbed all the machineries and tools and equipments out of Kae-Song industrial complex, and he has been operating, manufacturing a lot of goods using those stolen properties, and then he sold all those produced items, goods, to China to make money and use that money to to further his nuclear armament development and nuclear programs in in the North Korea. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. President Trump, if I were you, I would just bomb Kim Jong-un, the big fat ugly swine of North Korea. Just drop the Moab, mother of all bomb, on top of his underground bunker, and just finish him. That's what we should do. It's getting really ugly in the Korean Peninsula lately. Just finish it before any more of innocent North Korean people are being killed. They are being killed for no reason. Killed for no reason. Trump, Mr. Trump, please listen to the outcries of those innocent North Korean people who are being wasted like a toilet tissue by Kim Jong-un. Listen, I want you to have compassionate heart that can hear the outcries of North Korean people.